Hey crafty friends, welcome back. In today's video, Archie and I have made it into Texas. Our first stop here in the Lone Star State is the Guadalupe Mountains National Park. I love a national park situation, as y'all know, but this one is not particularly dog friendly. Almost all of it is hiking trails and dogs are not allowed on the trails. So we kind of skedaddled out because of the weather, because of the non-doggo friendliness of it, and headed further into Texas. I had never been to Southwest Texas before, so I was really curious to see kind of what the landscape was like. I knew there'd be a bunch of little towns, so we did some chores and things before getting back on the road and heading a little bit south towards Marfa. Now, I have wanted to go see the Prada Marfa for like over a decade, so we made sure to stop and it was awesome. I loved it. It's just this little art installation in the middle of nowhere in Texas, and it's just so fun. It's like cultural icon thing. I just enjoyed it so much, so I'm really glad that we went. And then we continued on to Marfa. We came across this really cool like roadside thing about the movie Giant, and then we continued on into Marfa. Again, we didn't spend a ton of time here, but I did want to visit and see if maybe I would want to come back someday, maybe without the dog, and I think I would. I think it's a pretty fun little town, or at least it seems like it. And then we spent a night at the Davis Mountains State Park, which is just a little bit north of Marfa, but it was really great. There was not much cell service, but they had this winding road that went up to the top of the mountain. You were like higher than the birds. You had these beautiful views of like these mountains and an observatory way out there, and it was just so peaceful and so amazing and the perfect end to kind of, I don't know, a hard day for me personally, like emotionally. It was just what I needed to be up on top of this mountain to get like this big picture view of not only the landscape but my life, and get to watch the sunset and go camping, which is one of my favorite things. And to make it even better, I got a hot shower and it was awesome. The next morning, we headed further south into the Big Bend area of Texas because there's a huge national park there called Big Bend National Park. And again, I've never been, but I wanted to check it out. And it was awesome. It was so great, y'all. There was like a lot of trails and things, but a lot of it you could just kind of drive through. And there were areas where I could take the dog out just a little bit. But I freaking loved it. There was like such diversity of landscape. Like there were these tall mountains, then like these arid desert areas with like cactuses and stuff, and then in the middle of the park is kind of like this ring of mountains, and up there it's like 7,000 or 8,000 feet, and they have like bears and stuff. So it was so cool. I would love to go back. I've spent a lot of time in Texas, and this is one of my favorite parts of the state, so I definitely want to go back. And we did camp here. We got to see the river, which is the Rio Grande, so we got to see one side of this canyon is Mexico, the other side is the US, and this river kind of cuts through this big rock situation thing and divides the US from Mexico. So that was kind of cool to see, and yeah, it was just a good day. It was a good day of driving around and exploring, and I really enjoyed the park. Again, I really want to go back. It was pretty cool. Fun fact, if y'all didn't know this, there is a crossing into Mexico. It's the only border crossing from the US to Mexico where you have to go by a boat. It's so fun, like a little canoe situation. It wasn't open, so we didn't do it, and also I don't think Archie would have been allowed, but I was so tickled by that. I thought it was so funny. If you guys like road trips in national parks, I would highly recommend that y'all check out this app called Just Ahead. We had stopped at this little information thing outside of Big Bend, and they had like a free audio car tour guide thing for Big Bend National Park. So I listened to it a lot as we were driving around this park, and it was awesome. I learned so much. It was so great. This video is not sponsored. I just wanted to share it in case any like-minded travelers that like to learn, you know, about where they are would be interested. So I'm sharing it now. And then y'all, we headed to the beach because it was getting hot, so we went to the Padre Island National Seashore. This place is awesome. and you can camp right on the sand, like right at the beach. It's so cool. We spent several days here and it was amazing. There wasn't really any internet cell service, so keep that in mind if you wind up going, but Archie was allowed to go pretty much everywhere, which was awesome. It was just a really good time, and I'm glad that we got to stop here. It's just beyond Corpus Christi, like on the shore of Texas, so if you guys get a chance to check it out, again, I highly recommend. I love that you can camp right on the beach. If that's your thing, go for it. Let me know how it is. Archie loves the beach, so of course, you know, we had to we had to camp at the beach, right, for the little doggo. And of course he loves to sniff everything, including the bubbles, which was insane. He kept missing them. I don't know why. At this point in our journey through Texas, I needed to start heading to North Texas because I had to meet up with someone up there. So we stopped over in Austin for an afternoon and checked out a park, and we went to like this cool like natural springs pool thing where Archie could cool off a little bit, and then we continued on our journey. So Texas is a really big state, so I'm splitting the Texas content into 2 videos. I hope you guys are okay with that, but definitely stick around for the next installment because we definitely get into some more craftiness and artsy stuff that you guys will totally enjoy. But that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for being members. I appreciate it, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.